Why? Because of comparison. If you're starting to see yourself in any of these patterns, pause for a second, because awareness is the first step to control. And if you want to take control of your finances step by step, make sure you subscribe and follow this series, because in the next videos, we're going deep into how to eliminate debt faster, how to stop living paycheck to paycheck, and how to actually build wealth from zero. Don't just watch this, apply it. Now let's keep going.